within the first week, I'd actually done 7 times the amount of the investment that I'd actually put in. Um,
7 times the investment in the first week.
yep, yeah. It was great. It sort of gave me confidence to keep going with it as well. And then now a month in, like I'm finding like this week's fully sorted, and I'm working towards next week. And I guess it's nice to be working a week ahead, where in the past I was sort of working always like 2 days ahead.
Hey Youssef, how you going?
Good mate, how are you?
Good, good, good. Thanks for jumping on.
No worries.
So, mate, why don't we just tell everyone a bit about yourself, a bit of an introduction, and I'd love it if we can kind of go through your campaign, the results. We've been working together for what, about a month now?
Yep, yep.
So I'd love to hear your story.
Yeah, sure. So I own a company called Youssef's Tile and Grout, which is a tile rejuvenation and sort of leak repair business, and have sort of, I guess, previously before meeting you, have done my own ads, you know, in my own way, I guess, and then got in touch with you to do ads your way, and definitely, yeah, I found a massive jump in all my sort of leads coming in firstly, and then also I think the systems that you've put in place have made it easier to sort of close on leads coming in.
So, what made you decide to reach out to us before in the first place?
I just think I felt like I wasn't getting enough out of my, I guess, ad campaign that I was running myself, and I just felt like I, I liked, like when I spoke to you, I liked the fact that you had sort of tried and tested campaigns, so that made it, yeah, it made it a lot easier to make the decision to go ahead and sort of jump on board with you. So yeah,
How long have you been doing what you've been doing for?
since June this year. Sorry,
As
last
in,
year.
like in the industry itself.
Oh, me, 2 years.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So you're pretty new to it, but you're doing really well.
yeah, yeah. No,
Awesome.
it's been good.
So I know that you did have a campaign running in the past, so you've had more than 60 leads come through,
Yep.
and with our campaign, there's more than 70 now, just over 70. How would you rate the difference? Like, what did you find the biggest difference was?
Oh, well, I don't know why it's happening, but yes, definitely there's like yeah, there's way more leads. Like I was probably doing 5 to 10 a week,
Hmm.
and then as you've said, yeah, I've had 70 since I think I started with you,
Yeah.
um, like December 15th. I think that was the
Yeah,
day.
so our campaign was like a month, and then your campaign, how long was that over?
That's been going since May.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, since yeah May June. Yeah,
So
yep,
about 6 months.
yep, yep.
Um, what made you say yes to kind of coming on board?
Seeing you should have sent me a case study and the numbers, and I sort of just trusted your system that you'd had in place, and sort of I think you, from what you showed me, it seemed like you knew what you were talking about. You know what I mean? So, which yeah, it wasn't just empty promises. So there was a lot of evidence to show, um, you know, how you can actually help me. So yeah,
Awesome. What did you know? What happened? Like, walk us through. I know what happened, but
yeah.
walk everyone through what happened after you came on. What's the process? What happens after you take that leap of faith?
Well, I guess the because of the systems you've put in place, it's sort of it's actually made the lead sort of process much easier. So there's a questionnaire firstly. So when I get the lead, I know exactly where what suburb the person lives in, what their details are, and what they're looking for. Compared to in the past, where I'd have to like call them, which I'd waste a lot of time doing that. Now you've got all the information ready; you don't have to ask all those questions. And then it also there's a lot of things in place that sort of gives the customer incentive to book in straight away for a leak assessment. Again, that would have to be me doing it, but I guess the automation that you have via email and text has really helped. Like just right now, before we jumped on, a lead came in and she's already booked a leak assessment for this Thursday. Um,
Why don't you explain a bit what that is? So that's an actual chat over the phone where people are booking in to have a chat with you.
Correct, yeah. So um, before they book in the leak assessment, they fill out the questionnaire and it gives me a rough idea of what's going on. And then an automated text from my phone will be sent to them that says, "Can you send me, some photos and details about the leak?" So when I'm calling them, I've already got all the details in place. And then it's a 15-minute phone call and it's linked to my Google Calendar. And then I give them a call and then we can go through exactly what's going on. And just because I've done it for a fair bit, like from photos, I can tell a lot with a job. So it's been really helpful in that sense. And I've actually found that I'm closing jobs over the phone rather than having to go out. But I guess the next step is booking in an in-person inspection if that's what they need. So,
So what happens? What happened when you came on board with us?
well, I guess
Like,
Like,
what are the steps after somebody, like, there's a lot of skeptical people out there, and I completely understand that. If somebody's seeing this and then they're wondering what happens after they take that leap of faith, what are the steps after you come on board that you experienced? What was your experience?
I mean, to be honest, like really basically, like it all worked out like really well. It was like the investment was paid off straight away. Like within the first two jobs, the investment was paid off, and like I look at how much I've put in compared to how much I've made, and it's definitely worth it. I think in that sense, and I just think on your half, you are very supportive over text and very responsive. If I call you, you answer straight away, so things like that. So it feels like a very yeah. It I think I can understand the skepticism as well, but no, everything flows really well. You're always there to support. We've made a few changes as well, and you've done those very quickly. So yeah, it's been a smooth process. I think the big thing for me is it's taken the copy, writing all the ads. I used to do all that. I think your copy is much better. It's working as well. I think people are responding to it more compared to what I was writing. And I guess for me, I just like that's not really my skill, and I like that that's sort of taken care of by someone that knows what they're doing. So that was probably my experience.
Nice. So, what results have you seen from the campaign so far?
Within the first week, I'd actually done 7 times the amount of the investment that I actually put in.
7 times the investment in the first week.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was great. It sort of gave me confidence to keep going with it as well. And then now a month in, like I'm finding like this week's fully sorted, and I'm working towards next week. And I guess it's nice to be working a week ahead, where in the past I was sort of working always like 2 days ahead. But yeah, so like
So, how far would you say that you're booked out now?
1 week, yeah. So I'm 1 week booked out, and then some. I feel like yeah, it's changed that time frame where yeah, in the past I was always trying to book 2 or 3 days ahead.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Now it's like yeah, we're just trying to book next week. So
So, what part of the process or service do you think has made the biggest difference?
I like the process that's involved. Like
Mhm.
when I used to do it, it was just me, and I was always texting, scrambling, like on the run. So I think first, like the call to action, like someone actually comes in, that there's something they can book in,
Mhm.
um, rather than me just calling them and being like, "Hey, I heard you had a leak. What's up?" There's a lot of incentive for them to book in, and I think like the automation via email, I think is awesome, and text as well. I think it's great because the emails are creative. I think they're educational as well, and they sort of push the customer to make that booking. And like I've read through all the emails myself, and like to see everything that they say, and they're all very like spot on. So
Specifically for leak repairs?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Specifically prepares. But I think yeah, the automation for me has been like really helpful, and just the idea of like my old ads, it used to just be like they would literally give me their name and email, and then that was it. But this, I think, clearly explains to the customer exactly what I do, so it avoids confusion. So I'm getting a lot more quality leads. I think in the past, I'd get people contacting me when they didn't have, like, I couldn't for services I just couldn't help them with, but probably because my ads weren't specific enough. So yeah, yeah.
What kind of jobs are you getting from these leads?
So far, like I've gotten a few balcony repairs for leaks, so complete regrouts of balconies, and then the main thing I've gotten is regrouts of showers that are leaking.
Okay.
Yep.
And I know that there has been some where you've turned away. So not every lead is a perfect lead, right?
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, in general, it's well paid off and
Yeah.
made a lot more of a return on the investment.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, like we look
Did
at.
anything? Yep.
I
Go
was
for it.
just going to say, like I think we said there was 60, 70 leads, 10, 10 jobs have been closed within the last month, just from those leads. So
Wow.
yeah.
Did anything surprise you about everything?
I think to be honest, like, and this is a good thing. I was really overwhelmed with the amount of leads coming in. Like I was like I kind of, and we spoke about this. Like I almost couldn't keep up, and now
Yeah.
I've got like a bit more of a system in place for myself, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I think that surprised me the most is how much it was. They were coming in really quick, and a lot. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So what would you say to someone that's on the fence about working with us and just a bit hesitant? What would you say to that person right now?
I think just I honestly just do it. Like it's. I don't think the investment's too crazy, and like I really believe in Facebook ads in general as a way of generating leads. I think you do it really well. I just like that. I think for me the biggest thing was your ads are actually like tested. They're not just you haven't just put them together, and you've proved that to me as well. So yeah, I'd just say like just a bit of trust in you and actually look at the facts when making that decision. So and I think when you see the facts, you probably want to sign up. So yeah,
Amazing. And if you can sum up your whole experience in like one sentence, what would you say?
it's been a super easy and supported experience. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Youssef, thanks for jumping on and
Yeah,
let's keep booking you out.
yeah, that should be good. It's the first week was nuts. I didn't realize until we went through it together the other day. Yeah,
When we went through all the stats, like how many leads went through, how many appointments booked, how many quotes you gave out, and then yeah, it's different when you actually visualize something. There's a saying that says you can't optimize something until you visualize it.
yep,
And so that's the process behind what we do and how I manage a campaign. You got to visualize it, and then from there, that's when you optimize every step of every funnel. So
yep,
that's what we do with every job campaign.
yep, yep,
It's not just about just sending leads, names, and emails to you. It's about like what's the whole ecosystem, what's the whole system that a person goes through from complete stranger to actually becoming a client.
yep,
If people don't realize that that's actually what's happened, it's a complete stranger that's coming to you.
yep,
They don't care about you yet. They don't know what you can offer them. They don't know, like, and trust you. And so there has to be steps in between that create that trust factor.
yeah, 100%,
So
100%.
that's why I think this works.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, Youssef. I'll
All
see you
right,
soon.
thanks, mate. All right, cheers.